We wanted our viewers to brace themselves for a story tonight about a 9-year-old boy who felt death was his only escape from unrelenting bullying. Tonight, WVVA's Annie Moore sits down with the family of Jackson Grubb, a 3rd grader, who friends and family say took his life after months of torment for being different.
A couple weeks ago, Betsy Baber noticed a change in her 9-year-old grandson, Jackson Grubb. She says the normally feisty 3rd grader seemed distant.
I was spending time with him, trying to get it out of him. But Jack's the type that he holds things in, and I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't get to him.
In the past, she says Jackson had fought back against schoolyard bullies with humor and even on occasion his fists.
I don't know what he was thinking. I wish he would have spent the night with me. I knew for 2 days something was wrong with him, and I couldn't figure out what was going on.
On Saturday afternoon, Jackson's sister entered his room, hoping to cheer up her 9-year-old brother. Instead, she witnessed a horror no child should ever see.
We come straight over here. I saw the ambulance go that way. And I told him, turn around, that's Jack, turn around when we got here. And then I got to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they wouldn't let me in, so I knew right there. And I saw the EMT, they were crying, and I knew right there that he was gone.
And like every other 9-year-old boy, it was the one thing he wanted, that was the one thing he missed. Baber says her grandson built this clubhouse in his final weeks, trying to make a friend.
Jack was the type where he didn't talk. He didn't want to look little. And these kids need to know it's not being little. It's telling someone's being mean to you.
A small school rocked by tragedy. 9-year-old Jackson Grubb had his whole life ahead of him when it was tragically cut short.
It's unfortunate that so many kids have seen so much go on that we couldn't even imagine.
The feeling that Grubb's death could have been prevented is forcing parents to have tough conversations with their kids.
No matter what, it's not their fault, because a lot of times they bear that responsibility and it affects them emotionally or however.
Scott Miller with Just for Kids is no stranger to tough questions. His organization is filled with experts with advice on how to talk to your kids. Sheriff Steve Tanner says the investigation is nearly over in the hanging death of 9-year-old Jackson Grubb.
The family are the victims who lived through this horrific accident.
While Sheriff Tanner is still awaiting final results from the autopsy, he says his department conducted more than 70 interviews, all of which pointed to the same conclusion.
Everybody that knew him cared deeply for him, from his teachers to his classmates to his family. This is a tragedy on every level that I can think of, but this was an accident. I am absolutely satisfied that he could not grasp the understanding that his actions would result in his death.
While the Sheriff's Department cleared the school of wrongdoing, the family is sticking with their story, saying bullying was a significant, if not driving force, behind his suicide.